Brolan Show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Brolan Podcast. Because I'm Braden.
I'm Nolan.
And today we have something special going to happen. I know we said 50 likes to bring a special guest on, but he's just too special, you know? One of the legends in my life is here today, and he's going to tell us a little bit about everything. From Derby and even to RC Derby cars, which you see right here in front of us. That's his Derby number, and his name is Billy Jack. Come on in.
Applause that we don't have.
So, Billy, I guess before we get started asking you questions, because that's kind of how this goes.
Yeah.
We're just going to ask you questions. You're going to give us your honest answer.
Okay.
Whatever you want to say, if it's from here, just let it out.
Okay.
But first, introduce yourself.
I'm Billy Jack Hicks from Marcel, Kentucky.
And I guess we'll get some personal questions. Not really. But what how we're editing, I don't know where I'm going.
That's fine. You want me to start?
Start with yours and then go to the because we kind of need to do the real Derby first instead of RC Derby. See, if you ever have a pause, it's okay to get edited out.
So how do I start?
So
I'll lead you into it. So after he introduces himself, we'll start from there. And that's Billy right there. Nolan, you got any questions for him today?
Yeah. Let's jump right into it, Billy.
okay.
So my first question is, what are your thoughts on today's Derby world compared to when you first started?
It's junk.
Jump?
I hate it.
It
It ain't nothing like it used to be.
Right. What's some of them differences that you've noticed?
The big difference is it's got way too much stuff in the cars.
Right.
Way too much. That's just like small cars. You watch small cars. You might just watch the lawnmowers too. Because lawnmowers didn't be in, the small cars don't be in either nowadays.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame.
It ain't the tape your doors and go out there and send it anymore, is it?
I used to put one back bar behind my seat, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's something good that you've noticed that's happened though?
I'm glad younger versions getting in it and everything like that. That is a good thing about that.
Yeah. Seems like there's a lot more younger people starting and coming in at once.
That's a good thing about it. Because at least it ain't going to die that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, alright. So what are some things that stick out to you specifically that you've seen change from when you started to now?
Everything. That's the thing. Everything's changed.
Okay. Alright. Describe a build back when you first started. Describe the process of the build.
The only thing you do is bust the windows out, put your gas tank behind your seat, battery box and stuff like that. That's about it. And small cars it was. Big cars, I wasn't in big cars back then.
Yeah. Generally it's usually about the same.
Yeah.
Right. Back then there wasn't big homemade bumpers and all that stuff.
Just regular old bumpers back then.
Well,
you didn't see nobody have no big old ponies or nothing like that.
No.
Yeah.
I guess now. Was there much welding back then or not?
Weld the doors, trunk sometimes. And if you weld the trunk, you had to put a bigger 12 by 12 hole in it. That way they can look you in it.
Yeah. What's your opinion on inspectors then and now?
I think inspectors let all stuff go. I think it shouldn't.
Right. That's every show now.
Yeah.
Seems
Is
like.
that the way it's always been though?
That's the way it's always been.
So that's never really changed.
Yeah, they got their favorites. I mean, I'm sorry to tell everybody that, but they do.
Oh yeah, that's a known. I mean, everybody would agree with that. I do believe.
Yeah. So Billy, I want to ask you another question. First off, let me ask you this: How old are you?
I'm 47.
47. How many years have you derbied?
29.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question. If there was a specific point in time that you could go back to and run, when would it be? And actually, where would it be?
Myself.
Back when?
I don't remember when it was, but it's been a while.
Been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
What first gave you that motion
My dad.
to run?
My dad won the very first derby at Albany, Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah, he was driving a 55 Chevrolet. Didn't change his battery, didn't change the gas tank or nothing. He just drove it.
Just
Drove it to the derby.
Drove it through the derby. License plate not registered. Insurance.
Yeah, he didn't take the windows out of it or nothing. He took the windows out of it when he got there.
All right. So, All right. From a driver's perspective, did you enjoy it more back then before everything really transitioned over to these hard builds?
The only good thing about the hard builds is the hits.
Mm.
I mean, they got some awesome hits nowadays.
Yeah.
Because back then, you actually had to drive your car to save your car.
Yeah. Okay. From a spectator standpoint, which do you prefer?
I like to see cars being. I mean, that's me. But I'm old school though.
So you're saying if you were in the stands watching, you'd rather see a derby go the way they used to than you would now?
Yeah.
Okay. And then my next question would be, okay, this ain't really a question, I just want to hear your thoughts. So you hear a lot of people say that Demolition Derby is just a bunch of rednecks, right? Busting windows out of cars and taking them to the county fair.
Yeah.
Redneck part could be right. But are they stupid rednecks?
No.
Not even close, are
Not
they?
even close.
I mean, it's the money people
Money
put in engines.
putting engines just to steal by themselves, the cages by themselves to say, that's safety.
Yeah, and you see some crazy stuff. it takes a lot of skill.
Yeah.
Yep.
But let's see. Okay. All right. So I want you to pick 2 experiences you have, more or less what you would consider a highlight reel for yourself. What were 2 of your most favorite moments from your career?
My second derby was my first one. My first derby I got destroyed right off the bat.
Yeah.
But my second derby was the first one.
What happened?
I won.
You won?
Yeah.
You running small cars?
Small car. Cavalier front wheel drive.
Were you the underdog?
God, yeah. Yeah, I didn't have no cage in it whatsoever.
What led you to that win?
I just drove.
Drove like nobody else.
Just drove. I mean,
That's
Didn't care.
the only way you can really put it, ain't it?
yeah, I mean, I was going to get some Pintos, Mustangs, everything like that, and I was just sandbagging like crazy. I ain't gonna lie. My second time is up here at Marcel. I got second place, and I was going against a bunch of cars, and my car got destroyed. I was driving a Toyota Camry.
Outnumbered?
Outnumbered.
What about them Camrys?
Oh, I love them.
Love them.
Good cars, ain't they?
Good cars. Even for stock, they're good cars.
Oh, yeah.
Some people call them the foreign cars, but hey, if it gets the job done,
Well,
it don't matter where it's from. What's your favorite car that you've ran, or if you could have ever ran that car?
my favorite car is Camaro.
What year?
Between in the 90s and on down. I loved it. I love them cars. You had all kinds of room, especially if you put a 2.5 S10 motor in it. You had almost 2 feet from touching the radiator.
Is that what the old timers call the Iron Duke?
Yeah.
Okay, hot take for you. I've heard a lot of people say 2.3s are better than Iron Dukes. What do you think?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know. I never did really run 2.3.
It's different for everybody, you know.
It's all about preference.
Yeah. So, out of your, how many years have you done?
29.
29 years? Out of your 29 years, is there anything that you would change? If you could go back and redo it, would you change it?
No.
Okay.
Even how the bad ones I even had. No.
If you knew now, if you knew then what you know now, would you have ever started?
Oh yeah, I would have always started.
Because it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Explain.
When I was a kid, I don't even remember how old I was, but I might have been 5 years old. First derby my dad took me to. Next day I had a hammer and beating the crap out of my uncle.
Is that what exposed it to you? Your dad taking you to the local county fair?
Yeah.
After
that, it was game on.
From then on, I mean, from 5 years old, that's when you're introduced, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
From then on, I mean, you wasn't in a car till what?
I was 17.
17 years old. From 5 to 17, what kept you in there?
I went to every derby.
Every derby?
Every derby.
That diehard fans.
My dad took me to every derby
Hey,
around here.
I think every derby's got that fair
Oh, yeah.
love, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And,
I mean, I guess when your dad was building the cars, you was right there beside him.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Beating
I was
on
on top of the car hood. And,
that's how you learn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If you didn't know what you was looking at, you was gonna find out.
Yeah.
And if you didn't like it, you took that hammer and you beat it.
I mean, he fussed on me a couple times. I hit a few things that shouldn't hit, but
All right. So I want to hear what you have to say, and I don't know anybody that can describe it, but I'm going to ask you, how do you describe the feeling that Demolition Derby gives you?
It's the biggest rush you can have. I don't care any kind of derby, you might as well forget about it. There ain't nothing like it. I mean, nothing. It's the biggest rush you can ever have.
Yeah.
It gives me cold chills, man.
My first derby, I'll never forget. My first derby, my left leg was shaking like crazy before they waved the flag.
It's like that.
but after the first hit, though, I was fine.
Yep.
That's me too. From 3, 2, 1, I'm a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
After 1, it's like, where am I?
Yeah.
All I know is I'm there.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. It's just, I'm nervous until the flag waves, and then after that, it's like, I know whether things are going good or not, but I don't have time to worry about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just on the fly, and then there's sometimes I can't even think. It's like I don't remember anything going on in my head, but after it's over, I remember everything that happened. It's weird. It's like a blackout, but it's not.
I ain't been derby long, but something I've already noticed is I could be out there for 30 minutes and it feel like 2 minutes.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Here, there,
Yeah,
and
it
gone.
don't take no time sometimes.
What's the longest heat
Well,
or feature that you've been in?
Longest feature I've been in was an hour and 20 minutes.
How long did it feel
Gosh.
like you was in there?
Hour and 20 minutes.
For the money, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah, I was a little sore after that.
Yeah.
Driving for an hour and 20 minutes, getting beat on.
Constantly.
Always
Thinking. I mean, you got to understand, you run a heat like that, you're mentally and physically exhausted. And imagine running the heat or a concert like that at a big show.
Oh, yeah.
You're already exhausted a whole 9 yards, but you got to go back out
As soon as the derby's over, as soon as you get out, you're soaking wet. I mean, from head to toe.
Yeah.
To tell you how good the adrenaline is, say you get hurt or cut, you probably won't notice it till
You don't.
after that derby.
You don't.
Or maybe that next day.
I've got my shoulder knocked completely out.
Yeah,
During the derby, didn't even know it.
didn't hurt till you woke up the next morning, probably.
No, as soon as I got out of the car, I felt it. But
You was like, oh, wait a second.
yeah,
Something ain't right. Hey, derbying's not just a redneck, whatever they want to call it.
no,
It's a lifestyle, sport. I mean, there's people that, if they got a $600 paycheck, and there's something for $600 that they need for their derby car,
they'll go get it.
they're probably going to go spend it on it.
Yeah,
And it's kind of cliche, but you hear people say lifestyle. It's a lifestyle all the time. You hear people say that, but it is. You know what I mean? You go to work, get off work. What are you doing? You're in the garage.
In the garage.
And you're sacrificing constantly time from your family, your friends,
Everything.
your money that you're working hard for. I mean, nowadays it ain't cheap to derby.
No, it ain't.
But you know, you want to be able to compete. That's just the way it is now.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
And knowing how and being a wheel man helps, you know. And I want to ask you this: in the process of a build, what would you consider your favorite part of the build? From starting stripping to painting it right before the derby.
Painting it.
All right, I thought so.
Yeah.
Billy, you've painted a lot of my cars in the past.
Yeah, painting is my favorite.
Yeah. These cars right here, you painted them too. I like them. And one last thing I want to ask you before I think we switch over is you've seen a lot of people do good. You've seen a lot of people do bad. You've seen a lot of different things, a lot of different styles of builds from the cage to the motor. You've seen a lot of driving styles, from sandbagging to sending it.
Yeah.
Okay. We were all a rookie once. Now, what would be your advice to a guy starting? Say he has the money in his wallet, the dedication in his head, and he's ready to start.
My first advice: don't wear a shoulder seat belt.
Don't wear a shoulder seat
Very
belt.
first.
Don't wear a shoulder seat
very,
belt.
Very first advice right there.
That's some good advice, I guess.
What would you tell them if, say they ain't even bought a car yet? Say they're going to get a car, and then once they get it home, they're going to start stripping it. What would be your advice from the start of the build to right before they pull out on the track? What would be your advice for the build? What would be your advice for them when they're strapping their helmet on?
That would be hard to do, tell everything it's at.
Oh yeah, but I
and
mean,
everything.
like,
what can you do? You just got to show them your way of doing it and hope it works.
Yeah. Okay. We'll try to elaborate on that. If I'm strapping in, okay, say I just put my cable on, tighten it up, start my car, it's idle, and I'm putting my helmet on. What are you telling me?
Now, I've already told you once before.
For the camera.
Yeah, I've already told him once before. I tell him to send it, and he never does.
That ain't true. I've sent it before. Maybe a little too hard.
No.
Maybe you shouldn't tell me that, actually.
What Billy's saying is, don't be like Nolan and take the advice he gives you. Hey, derbying's something else. Between the drama, the love,
God almighty.
the injuries, it's crazy. Someone could break a leg, they could give two craps. They'll be back the next week
Oh yeah.
in their car going after the guy that broke their leg.
One thing I do like about derbies though, when you're in a derby, no matter if your worst enemy's over there, but he sees something's wrong, that's one thing I can't say. They rush right in there to get out of their cars and see if anything's wrong.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do like about it.
And that's another thing is you're always going to have competition. And personally, I think if there's no competition, then there's probably no fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
And whether that's a hometown fair and you know who you're going after, they know they're going after you, or it's a big show you've never been to before, you're creating enemies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what makes the show. But I think the biggest thing about the derby world is, like we said, it's not a bunch of stupid rednecks. And when you're strapped in, you're sitting there waiting for that flag to drop. There's tempers can flare and stuff like that, but once it's over, there's always going to be that mutual respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you and that guy, you know what you're doing, the sacrifices made to get there.
Yeah.
So,
I guess another question, what's some sacrifices you've made? To derby, I guess you could say.
They ain't made no sacrifices.
To me,
See, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
True.
I loved it, so what no sacrifices?
That's right. I guess I'm going to flip the question here a little bit. Kind of go off topic since, we do got a special guest, Billy. We're going to ask Nolan a question. What is Billy to you? What does he mean to you? I mean, I've seen him go all the way to White Pine, Tennessee, just to watch you derby.
He's my best friend. One I never thought I'd have.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you've always been there. You gave me advice that no one else would. And you showed me things that no one else would. And you always kept it true. And I mean, real friends are going to call you on your bull. You know what I mean?
Right.
You've always been that guy. And I respect that and I always appreciate it. But yeah, that was a long drive. And
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Because when I pulled out there, I was sitting there and I looked up and every one of y'all was there. That was a good feeling.
Yeah.
That was honestly, that's probably just as good of a feeling as being there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
What did you think when you first saw Billy? When you first met him, I'm guessing you knew other people that led you to meet Billy.
no,
Was it not at a garage?
no, okay. So when I was like 11, we used to go to a church. What was it, every Friday?
Every Monday.
Every Monday night and play basketball. Just pick up basketball in the gym. The first time I seen Billy, I shouldn't have thought this. I was in a church, but badass, scary. And by the way, not only was he scary, baller, for sure.
I used to be.
Yeah, whooped the piss out of me and my brother, man.
Shooting threes, Billy? Was you dunking on him?
That's what he did, was shoot threes.
I like threes up.
Like hey, the NBA would have dreamed to have someone like you.
Back
Man.
in, yeah.
Well, I guess I'll go in on a little of the question I asked you. One thing I like about having Billy at the Derby is, like, you take my home dad, nothing against my dad, but he don't know what Derby it is. He sees some guy hit me wrong or whatever he thinks wrong. Well, he's pissed.
Yeah.
He's mad. You take Billy, I can go to him after the Derby. He'll sit down, tell me this, tell me that, and it's not offending me. I'm actually listening and learning because I know he knows more than I know.
Yep. And see, say you, for example, like you take a shot and everybody's like, "What? That's stupid. Why would you do that?" After it's over, Billy, possibly the only one in the crowd for you that understands why you took that shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And back to what we were saying on the last episode, you know how we was talking about how like the biggest thing that pisses us off
Yeah.
is people telling you, "Oh, well, if I was out there, I'd have done this or
Oh,
that."
yeah.
It ain't like that with Billy.
No.
Because he just tells you the truth, man.
Yeah.
He don't tell you what he would have done. He tells you how to fix what you didn't do.
Did that ever make you mad, Billy?
Yes.
Going back to a little bit of the last
Yes.
episode, I cannot stand when someone that doesn't Derby comes out of the stand and they're like, "Man, if I was in there,
That makes me
Yeah,
mad at
that made
anything.
me so mad.
I'd have been pedal to the metal. I'd have put him out in about 3 minutes. Then go do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it's just like
Find a car and do it."
That's when I was running cars and all of a sudden switched over to lawnmowers. I mean, don't get me wrong, lawnmowers is hard to do.
You got a
Lawnmowers
lot of
is-
criticism for running mowers, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Half the derby car drivers say they wouldn't never do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I think it's scary.
It's bigger rush than cars because it's more scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see a guy.
It's like overcoming fear every time you pull out there in one, ain't it?
Yeah.
I mean, imagine sitting on a lawnmower. The only thing protecting you is like a 2x4 metal bar coming at an angle.
Not just any lawnmower. Lawnmowers that are friggin' probably close to 3,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Moving
my
10,
lawn-
10
my
12
lawn-
Moving
miles
20
an
miles an
hour.
My
hour.
lawnmower weighed 2,400 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's light compared to some of the
Yeah.
other ones.
You see some guy coming across the track on, about the same height as you, 10 to 12 miles an hour. You're thinking, golly, I better get out of the way.
Mhm.
I mean, them things were easy to tip. Am I wrong? I mean, you
Well,
get hit in the right
You
spot.
got hit in the right spot. Yeah, you want them to get turned over.
And then all you're hoping is that they don't keep on going and you're under the mower.
Yeah.
Under a 2,000-pound mower. I mean, that's scary to think about. I'd a lot rather get hit in a car than a mower.
Yeah.
I'd do it, though, if someone convinced me.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I did think.
And you got the right man in your corner to do it.
I remember back before White Pine. I think they were having a lawnmower derby up there?
Yeah.
And you all had me convinced that you was building me a mower. Hey, was I scared? Yeah, but I wasn't going to admit it. I was going to do it too. I was going to get in front of TV and go hit someone with a mower.
Yeah, actually, I think before entries opened up, you were at my house one day, and Nate, my brother Nathan, he's the one that talked you into building him one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then he was like, let's make Braden do it too.
Yeah.
But on a good note, thank the good Lord above, you all didn't. Because Billy, I've seen you builds, they would have held up.
Like I said.
But speed wise,
Like I said.
them boys down there might have had y'all.
Hey, it's crazy. You ever seen that one guy on TikTok? His lawnmower build, he's like the best.
Yeah, he puts the
best.
show on the side.
Yeah,
The show.
the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's wicked. He was
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah, he's
Dude, I would make myself go over the wall just to avoid the
Yeah. Yeah, leave the stadium, bud, from the entrance. Get out of there.
Yeah, see, that's how bad I was cracking head. I wouldn't have done it. I would have went heads up with it.
Dude, I guarantee you, with the rules we were running, one of them lawnmowers got me 2 rows of one. He'd have bent my car. I'm serious, dude. I mean that.
Hey, lawnmowers,
We had 12-inch bumper shocks. They had friggin' loaded frame lawnmowers.
you got to be a different breed to run a lawnmower, don't you, Billy?
No, you don't have to be a different breed. You just gotta grow some.
Gotta have
Oh,
guts.
you got to grow some?
Yeah.
No, you were the only one in that running, bud.
Anyways,
got anything else to ask him about Derby? Or Billy, do you want to touch on anything? Anything that we've missed? I mean, we don't. If it's about Derby, if it's about yesterday when you went and ate McDonald's and they gave you a pizza, that's what I'm saying. Anything, touch on it.
Oh, I'm fine. Y'all doing a great job, I think.
Hey, thank you.
have you enjoyed being on?
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
That's good because we got some more to go.
Oh yeah. You thought it was about over, didn't you?
No. No, you
We're
guys-
just getting
I know
started.
you guys too good.
Hey, is that going to end it for the Derby? Derby car talk.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to bigger and better things.
Yes, sir.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it bigger.
Let me introduce this. You care, brother?
Oh, go ahead, man.
All right. So we have here. We don't have Billy Jack anymore. Okay.
Nah.
We got the legend. Okay, let me redo that. The man, the myth, the legend. Billy Jack Cheese.
Billy Jack Cheese. All right, so I think you know what time it is, Billy. Billy has served his time wrecking people's, absolute dogging on him. You looked at him wrong. I mean, he was in your back pillar. He was in your back pillar putting it in your gas tank. So, Billy, let's go ahead and start talking about the things that are sitting in front of us. Y'all probably been like, dang, that's pretty cool. What is it? Well, we're about to cover it. You're about to learn, and you better listen. No, you don't got to listen. I mean, that'd be nice, though, if you hit the like button in the bottom left corner. Anyway. No, go up there and show them what we got. Y'all just watch and learn. Billy Jack Hicks, the creator. I don't know if you want to know his name, but it's too late now. Dun, 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 dun.
Leave a comment below if you know what card that is. For this one as well.
Give them a little inside preview of it. Let them see the in-depth that Billy goes into with them.
There's Billy himself in the car.
Yeah.
Sorry.
As you can see, the sleeves rolled up.
Leave a comment if you know what that is. Get that 350 small block. Factory bumper on the front. Is that a stock build, Billy?
Yeah.
Yeah, stop. Ain't the front end supposed to move on those?
It did.
But we actually had a derby yesterday, and it's an RC derby. Keep in mind, we take these cars, we build them, and we pretty much act like it's a real derby.
Yeah.
Tensions flare.
Tensions do flare, just like a
Or
real
tempers
derby.
flare. Tensions get high.
Yeah.
So, Billy, explain the process from 0 to 10.
And a half.
Yeah.
They're 1/16 scale RC cars. Take a 1/18 scale top and make them aluminum foil, aluminum tape.
Explain how you make the top.
What is the
You
process?
just mold it. You got to mold them all over on it.
Over a model car?
No, not a mall car. 1/18 scale middle car. So far, I ain't found a plastic one. It'd be nice if I could.
Yeah.
Be a lot cheaper, probably.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And the process is gluing them all.
yeah. So, what do you glue? I mean, just depending on the show.
It just depends on what the show is. If it's stock, you only glue so much of it. If it's mod, you glue the whole thing.
What do you think wanted you to start RC Derbying? You know what I'm saying? Like what?
Like what?
I was,
what was it like?
I was,
let's do that.
12 years old and I was derbying model cars. I was tying a string onto them. Bunch of us was tying strings onto them and pulling and hitting each other. That's what started it pretty much with them.
Was that the biggest adrenaline rush you could get till you got in one?
Well, yeah. We was putting money involved in it and everything. I mean, it was really serious back then when we was kids.
Man.
What's your favorite mold that you have right now? That you would pick over any of your molds?
Two-door Lincoln.
Why?
Because just the way they look.
Good stock car, good mod car, ain't they?
Yeah. The hardest ones to make, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Billy, if you're building a car for you, explain the process of everything from buying the car from Walmart, what do you do with it when you get home, to putting everything on your model car, to pulling it off, to all of it, to the finishing
well,
touch.
first you got to buy it. I mean, it's a twin pack car at Walmart. Then when you get it home, you got to take it completely apart. I mean, the top, everything. Then you got to add stuff to it, glue sticks.
Add stuff to it. What are you
glue
saying here,
sticks,
Billy?
what I'm saying.
Thought about seeing you smile,
I'm
man.
gonna say like glue sticks and stuff. Then you gotta switch the front wheels. Then you gotta switch the back wheels. Front wheels, you gotta take the whole system completely out before you can change the front wheels.
Yeah.
Back wheels ain't no problem, just a screw and you just screw right on. But me, see, I like putting cages in them and little guys in them, makes them look better.
Yeah, more realistic.
Yeah.
Gauges, shifter, airbag. No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely don't want one of them.
Hey, speaking of airbags, did you ever have one go off on you?
No, because I always smart enough to take them
Oh,
out.
okay. One time, I don't remember what car it was in. You know, I'm getting back on the derby topic. But, you know, I was driving around. Next thing I know, I hear boom. And it wasn't my steering wheel when I got that now. It was my glove box one.
Yeah.
It scared the pee out of me. I didn't know what was going on. It was a fun time.
That was a good thing when I started. I had my dad. My dad showed me everything.
True. It always helps
Yeah.
if you got someone. It'd be hard for someone that didn't have nobody to even,
They didn't know nothing about it. Yeah, it'd be hard
Compete.
to even start.
especially this day.
Yeah.
This day and time, it'd be rough on them. But I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of molds for these RC cars. What's your dream mold?
Lincoln,
Year?
4-door Lincoln.
4-door Lincoln. Wow. Tell us why.
It would be
Billy.
the best looking mold they are.
Would you, on every mold, if you had that car, would you take your time, you know,
Yeah.
make it look the best?
Yeah, I would.
So that's like your prize car. If you was a Mr. Getty's and you had to save up 10 days worth of points, you would buy it.
Yeah.
Well, let me just see what I got on here, Billy. No, I'm just kidding. That'd be fun though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But RC Derby is a pretty cool thing. We all do it
Oh,
here. How many people do we usually have in a show? I'd say,
Most time we have at least 13, 14 people.
yeah.
That makes for a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Which yesterday we actually had one, which by the time this podcast gets posted, it'll be about 2 weeks ago. Because these podcasts are going to be a week advance recorded, so we never miss one. Every Wednesday, by the way. We're hoping. Don't take our word. But yesterday was probably one of the best RC derbies we had. It kind of felt real.
That was crazy how I did.
What we do is it was a 2-man team show, and we had heats. You know, then we had the consi, then the feature, and when the feature came, it felt like a real derby kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took a while. It came down to
That was the slowest starting feature I've ever seen. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, it was
Yeah.
like a real derby.
It was like a real
We sat in the track,
Waiting.
Yeah,
Just
just
wait
wait
and
for
see.
someone
Wait
to
and see.
kickstart.
Makes the move.
Or
Yeah.
someone to mess up.
Yeah.
It was fun though. It came down to me and you at the end.
Yeah.
And Billy comes and hits me. He backs up. I go to hit him, and I couldn't. And I was like, hold on a second. I look up. He's giving me the same look that I'm giving him. And we're like, oh, both our cars are dead. It couldn't have ended no better. That's never happened
That's
either.
never happened.
It was a fun thing. That's the thing about Durbin. I mean, you can it's everywhere
Oh
if
yeah.
you want it to be.
Yeah.
Which, during the winter especially, when there's not much building going on.
That's all that's going on in the winter. Dirt, like real world derby wise, it's all you got going on is building.
Yeah.
But downtown, this is
Downtown, this is something fun to do.
yeah, it's definitely the thing to do.
You get with your bunch of friends and you do the same thing we're doing right now.
That's one reason why I like doing it. Is just getting to hang out with everybody. I mean, that's
Yeah.
one of the main things I like about it.
Yeah. It's super fun. I mean, it's not a big topic to talk about. Well, we thought we'd introduce y'all. Some of y'all may know about it. It's kind of a big thing on Facebook.
Yeah, but these are a whole lot smaller than the ones that's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make actual model cars, but I mean, these go right along. Other than we just derby them.
Oh yeah, Facebook. You got people just making model cars and just to sell, set up on a shelf.
I'm talking about the bigger set of the RC.
Yeah, and then they have the big Traxxas ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have our own Facebook page.
I mean, that's what I like about these though. Our track is fixed where you can get put out. That's what I like about these.
Yeah.
You actually have to drive these.
Yeah.
Hey, you got these model car guys who got to mold it to make it look pretty around? Nah, come down to an RC derby and you make your own car look like a pretty around. You start banging, hanging, and slanging. Starting lines and banging nines. You know what I'm saying? Down at the RC derby track. But it's fun. And
We are going to try to record one derby release sooner.
Oh yeah, dude. Hey, for sure. And look, I just thought of this off the top of my head, but we'll post them on the channel. Y'all can see them, get get an experience, get to watch them, see how it goes and stuff. But
we tried it once. We didn't. What'd you use? Cardboard and you set your phone on it?
yeah, I made a phone stand out of popsicle sticks.
Yeah, you kind of got hit by a car.
Yeah, it got. Well, we got a better setup now. We actually went today and got a tripod
Yeah.
for a phone mount.
It's got a real pretty light on it and everything.
Yeah, 6 different colors.
Yep.
I mean, you name it, it's got it.
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of covered the RC Derby. I mean,
Yeah.
that's introduced it. That's told y'all, hey, the more the merrier. If y'all want to actually learn how to do it, we would be more than pleased to see y'all show up at the Derby. If you're from around us, you know us. If you know us, you know where we're at. I mean, anybody's welcome. All right. But that's going to be it for today's podcast, guys. You've heard a little bit of Billy's background. You've heard about the RC Derby cars. We thank you all for tuning in. And make sure y'all leave a nice comment for the man, the myth, the legend, Bill Jack, Cheese. And we're gonna
time.
That's right. We're gonna go ahead and shout out his TikTok because he deserves it. There's some more RC stuff on there. I think you got some Derby flashback pictures on there.
Yeah.
But there it is. Go
Well,
ahead and say it too, because it may not
Yeah, you
focus
can't
in.
really see it. It's at Billy Jack Hicks. It's all lowercase.
Mm-hmm.
So
Search
he's got
it
a
up.
bunch of RC videos on there.
Search it up, give him a follow, all that good stuff. But thank you all for tuning in on episode 2 of the Brolan Podcast. Because I'm Braden,
I'm Nolan.
and that's it for today.